Lovely. That was Soul Unique Show Band, and we had three of them on the line there, but it was rather difficult because I think they were trying to share a mobile phone, which doesn't help. For some reason, second time tonight, Skype didn't want to work. First time, it didn't want to let me speak to Scotia in Glasgow, and tonight it kind of connected, but it wouldn't let me speak to them. Technology is wonderful when it works. It's a nuisance when it doesn't. Right, it's just gone midnight. So my time-themed song now is Gladys Knight and the Pips.
For the man, too much for the man, he couldn't make it, so he's leaving the life he's come to know. Ooh. He said he's going back to find the midnight train to go. My world, his world, our world, now that he's alone. My world, his world, our world, now that he's alone. I got to go, 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 I got to go. My world, his world, my man, his girl. I got to go, I got to go, I got to go.
Okay, that was Gladys Knight and the Pips. Midnight Train to Georgia, taking us into Saturday the 29th of September, and I'm into the second half of my 24-hour show. Gone yourself, Donald. Thanks, Scott. That's a lovely Scottish message there. Sorry, no, I haven't been. It's only energy drink I've been doing. Yeah, I love the way Facebook pops these messages up in the bottom of your screen and leaves them there for a little minute. So that was Scott Spence. I take it that was wishing me good luck. Good luck, young chap. But he said it in a rather Scottish way. Go on yourself. Thanks, Scott. Great to have your support there. All right, I've got another track now that's we're between midnight, which is 2400 hours perhaps, and between midnight and 1 o'clock. Does that mean it's 25 o'clock? I suppose this is the only time I've got to play this one. This is recommended by Craig Finlay, who's still not going to open his mouth. Well, he might open his mouth, but he's not going to make any sounds come out of it. Craig has given me this track, Dukes of the Stratosphere / XTC, and a track called 25 o'clock. And yeah, that was different. I think I've heard that before. That was very good, and it reminded me. I think the keyboard piece in the middle reminded me in particular of some of Caravan's work. So I have gone into the archives and I found a Caravan song. Memory Lane Hugh, Head Loss is there, but that's over 9 minutes long, and I don't want to be accused of playing long tracks so I can sneak a rest, so I'll go for the shorter one. Okay, it's 5 minutes 47, but it's a good one. Good lyrics. Listen carefully. It's Caravan. It's from the album For Girls Who Grow Plump in the Night. The dog, he's at it again.
Would you like a sweet to eat? I've got someone that I'd like you to hold, and my brother will tell you that it's good for your cold. So there, surely there is nothing wrong. Take my hand and we'll try to make a stand for all censorship, decency all night long. You're naive if you really do believe that the world is so full of sin. Never look back on the things that you lack when you're in.
Oh, I enjoyed that. That was me going back in time. One of my favourite bands from the 70s, Caravan. And that was The Dog, he's at it again. And what is me going to be at again? Well, I'm going to play a couple of tracks from the soundtrack of Trainspotting, because I can, because I like to, because I don't have a corporate committee telling me what my playlist is. This one's brilliant. This is, as I say, from the Trainspotting theme soundtrack, Bedrock, featuring KYO for What You Dream Of. And that was from the Trainspotting soundtrack for What You Dream Of, the full-on Renaissance mix, Bedrock featuring KYO. Yeah, I suppose to dream you've got to sleep, and I'm not going to sleep for a wee while yet. I am here on Generate Radio, trying to keep you entertained if you're listening in, trying to give you some kind of impression as to the range of stuff that you can get on. Is there somebody singing out in the square there, I think? I don't know if you can hear that. I wonder if I could get a microphone to that. Or are they just shouting? Is it the pubs coming? I don't know. If it wasn't so hot in here, I would have the window shut, but we kind of have to have the window open. Right, okay. Yeah, I'm here till 10 o'clock in the morning. It's 25 to 1 in the morning, so that's not long to go now. Okay, back to another track from the Trainspotting soundtrack, which I really like. This is the one when Rents decides to get away from Edinburgh and move down to London, and it's just a wonderful section of the film, this, where you get all this sort of touristy scene parts of London with the pearly queens and kings and Trafalgar Square and so on, and yeah, it's great. Bomb Diggy Bomb, Think About the Way by Ice MC.
Step on the old top fish, you can rock the flock around the clock non-stop, as I tell ya.
Music is a vibe, so open up your eyes. Time is running out, so find the feeling. So find the feeling. So find the feeling. People, let's think about the way that we live today. Think about the way, think about the way, think about the way that we live today. Think about the way as a people, let's think about the way that we live today. Think about the way, think about the way.
Yeah, think about the way we live today, think about other people. And I'm going to go back to a topic that I was discussing earlier with Jackie Keynes-Lang, which was the Black Roses play that I went to see in Manchester the other week, about the killing of Sophie Lancaster. And it's just such a wonderful performance. Just these two people playing the part of Sophie Lancaster and Sophie's mother, Sylvia Lancaster. Julie Hesmondhalgh was the actress who played Sylvia, the mother, and she was repeating words that the real mother had said, recounted when she was on the radio, about her reminiscences of Sophie and her life and her death. And Rachel Austin, who was playing the part of Sophie, who was reading or speaking words written by Simon Armitage. And I have the book in front of me, Black Roses, The Killing of Sophie Lancaster, the words of Simon Armitage. And I just find it incredible to think, and I suppose this happens with all sort of plays, the amount of text and words that these actors have to remember, but just the two of them there, it was just particularly very, very moving. And there's one bit I'm going to indulge myself, and I'm going to read this out, and I'm not saying for a minute that it's going to be anything like the power and the feeling that Rachel Austin put into it. But this is a part when the Sophie and her boyfriend had got a house. It wasn't a particularly grand house. It was hardly the Ritz, but it was their first floor flat. And she goes on then about how wonderful it was, and she says, "We could bolt the door and keep the world out, or watch the world as it wandered past, in all its glory, beautifully mad. All the night shift workers and daylight shirkers, the mods and rockers and emos and moshers, and joggers and bikers and slackers and slickers, all the swimmers and sinkers and grafters and thinkers, all the fly posters and bill stickers, the goths and the straights and the groovers and ravers, the movers and shakers, the candlestick makers, all the pissheads and potheads and veggies and vegans, and coppers and preachers and posties and traders, the nighthawks and dawn treaders, the speed freaks and metal merchants, the scrimpers and savers, the beggars and trailblazers, all the chancers and mystics and givers and takers, the skinheads, the swedheads and the non-believers, all the tattooed crusties and crested Mohicans, all the folkies and rappers and ragamuffins, and rastas and clubbers and dubbers and mixers and suited commuters, and duckers and divers and salesmen and truckers and lollipop ladies, and beatniks and peaceniks and street kids and skaters and hitchers and drivers and runners and riders, and all the rat racers and money servants, all the dancers and DJs, all the trippers and heavies, and slackers and hippies, and hawkers and vendors, and takers and lenders, and the dog walkers and the dawdlers, all the late starters and the early risers, all the human race in its crazy parade. I said, let them all be. I said, breathe, and let breathe. And I find that quite difficult, actually, just reading that with the words in front of me. It just astounds me that that actress could remember all these words and say them with such passion, and all the other stuff in this book, just absolutely wonderful. And I remember at the time thinking, as she was going through that list, how readily we put labels on people. They say first impressions count, and you only have a minute to make a lasting impression, and so on. And should we really be putting labels on people? Is it? Aren't we missing something if we just say, oh yeah, that's a something. We're all individuals. We're all people, and I think, I don't know. I'm maybe getting a bit deep here. And maybe it's just a cheesy way to link into this next track, but I think there's something wrong if we're putting labels on people. We should look below the skin, look beyond the label. Okay, enough of me ranting and raving. It's 1:45 in the morning. We've got a lot to come yet. I'm going to play a track just thinking about labels. And that's about the only link there is. It's a track called Cool Label by Gruppo Sportivo.
Britney, I'm tired of waiting. Britney, what can I do? Britney, we once were schoolmates. Britney, I had a crush on you. It's a cool label. It's a cool label. It's a cool label signing you. Britney, you're getting fans now. Britney, I'm cool label. It's a cool label signing you. Cool label. It's a cool label signing you. Cool label. It's a cool label.
Oh, turn the microphone up, will you, Mr. Strachan? Right, that was a Gruppo Sportivo, Cool Label, just trying to follow on from my reading of Simon Armitage's words from Black Roses, The Killing of Sophie Lancaster. If you get a chance to catch up with either the radio play or a stage version of it, hopefully it might be touring the UK sometime in the future. It's not the most pleasant of things, but I don't think that's a reason not to go and see. It did certainly made me think. Right, I've got a request from Ur Willie Brune out there, who thanks for all your support over the months and so on that I've been here on Generate Radio. He's requested something by Alabama 3. You Don't Dance to Techno Anymore. I'm afraid that's not in the system. I don't dance to techno anymore. I'm not sure I ever did. But anyway, that's another matter. I'm not much of a dancer, at least not when people can see me. But we've got Alabama 3. Monday Don't Mean Anything. Thank you.
Monday don't mean anything to me. Monday don't mean anything to me. Well, Monday don't mean anything. All the people in the house say Monday don't mean anything to me.
In this motel, I go home. TV sheets, no TV, no telephone. Neon lights so bright they burn my eyes. Russian businessman next door, keeping me up all night in the doorway. Across the street. Monday don't mean anything to me. Monday don't mean anything to me. Monday don't mean anything. All the people in the house say Monday don't mean anything.
And that was for Ur Willie Brown there, Alabama 3, Monday, don't mean anything. I'm not thinking as far ahead as Monday at the moment. I've got Richard Perry listening in, I believe. I know he's partial to a bit of reggae. I just wonder what he thinks of some Birmingham Handsworth reggae. This is Handsworth Revolution by Steel Pulse.